By his birth into a royal family, he was born into royalty. Again, as the first son of the 39th Oba of Benin, this predetermined his ascension to the revered throne of his ancestors, not only to rule over his people, the Edos, as their 40th Oba, but as chief custodian of the customs and traditions that bound them exclusively as a people of Benin. Thursday, October 20, 2016, Benin City, capital of Edo State, and the seat of Benin heritage alongside the world, witnessed the historic coronation of His Majesty Omonoba Nedo Ukwu Akpolokpolo, Ewai II, as the 40th monarch of Benin after several weeks of traditional ceremonies as requisites which heralded his ascent. Edigi Nuse, one of several villages on the outskirts of Benin City, no doubt plays a major role during the pre-coronation process because it is mandatory that an Oba before his crowning must come to this hamlet to choose a name that he will be called during his reign. This Benin chief recounts the story behind the name chosen.
Minya was brought here from Ife, and he stayed here for some times, and begot a child, and that child could not speak after many years. But they went to the father. He brought some magical marbles, and they gave it to them to play. And when they gave it to the child, he struck one and spoke. They said that Owamika, but in Yoruba they said that meaning I have captured it. So which is corrupted to become Eweka the first in Benin. So since then, any Oba that go to be coronated or go to take Obaship comes here to do the same mambo play to get a name.
The name chosen by the Omonoba is kept a secret until after his coronation. On the morning of the coronation, prior to the formal coronation ceremony, the king Imeken departs Usama Palace through Omi Bridge at Isekere in a colorful procession, accompanied by palace chiefs, traditional societies, the Ekasa, bearing significant traditional Benin art icons, head up on sticks, warriors, guards on horseback, ceremonial policemen, several women groups and other groups within the city, all chanting, all singing songs of praise as appropriate for the important event of the day. Residents living within the city, as well as visitors from far and near, turned up in large numbers as they lined up the route the Omonoba trekked through to the coronation grounds. The formal coronation was yet another opportunity to renew and celebrate the rich culture and tradition of the Beninese, which additionally was a showcase of Benin heritage before dignitaries from across Nigeria and beyond the shores of Nigeria present on the coronation event, and to viewers who watched the epoch coronation via various broadcast media across the globe. The chiefs dance in obeisance to the Omonoba. The coronation date of October 20 was indeed a special day for the bastion and cradle of culture, Benin City, the global headquarters of artifacts, as is the birthday of the coronated Oba of Benin.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. We wish you long life. We wish you peaceful reign. We wish you good health. Happy birthday to you. Obaga Tokpe.
He said.
Some dignitaries present share their expectations on the monarch's reign.
The throne is very, very demanding because he has to see many visitors, those from outside and in the kingdom itself. People come to him for advice, to adjudicate on cases, on traditional cases, and also on other civil cases.
First of all, peace, and also to continue the legacy of the Benin Kingdom.
The tradition is going to be well there in terms of expectation, and we expect that his reign will usher in all the highest level of development for our people. He's a new generation Oba.
The coronation ceremony was a showcase of historical ties with the Kingdom of Benin, as some of the royal fathers present recount history.
Onitsha has a strong historical link with Benin because my ancestor, the founder of Onitsha, led a migration from Benin that eventually settled in Onitsha. So this historical link remains. It's historical, it's cultural, and it's everything.
The first Olu left Benin here, 14th century, with the blessing of the Oba to go and be the Ogiame, the king of the rivers, 14th century. So that's the tie between us and Benin. So I'm happy to see my brother sitting in my father's throne.
Benin is a citadel of royalty. My kingdom is connected by the fact that we share the same history, we share the same intimidation and colonization by the white man. Remember King Jaja of Opobo? We also struggled to maintain our sovereignty.
In his coronation speech, the Amanoba reiterated that the colorful traditions of Benin Kingdom will be channels for positive development. He assured all present that his kingdom will benefit from his wealth of diplomatic experience for the promotion of harmonious relationships, youth development and empowerment programs established and executed with the active support of government at all levels to stem negative youth impartation.
The Oba remains the channel through which the powers of the ancestors continue to guide and protect the kingdom and its people. To that extent, we shall faithfully discharge this sacred responsibility. We shall pay due attention to all members of custom and tradition, focusing on real issues of security of our communities and the welfare and development of our people. We shall carry out reforms in palace administration in order to be adequately responsive to our people's sincere and deep longing for justice, equity, and stability. We shall strive to ensure that conflicts are resolved between individuals, families, and communities along the principles of social justice. We shall use cultural diplomacy as a veritable tool for the promotion of harmonious relationships with our neighbors far and near.
The newly installed Benin monarch's title is revealed by Chief Edionwe Oliha, the Oliha of Benin Kingdom, who is also the head of the 7 kingmakers, the Uzama Nihio. Armed with an undaunted educational background, again crowned with experience, garnered especially during his ambassadorial years to 6 countries, alongside his chosen historic title of Ewa II, together with his staunch resolve to restore the values and dignity of Benin historic and indigenous laws and customs, as well as communal and educational development within the kingdom. The Benin monarch set the tone that his reign as Ewa II would characterize not only within his domain, but impacting on the nation and the world at large, through the unveiling of the royal crest with the insignia Ama Mieson Aimiwa, which means no discomfort, no worth. The institution of an endowment fund and the Oba Ewa II Foundation awards of scholarship to deserving underprivileged students, stemming human trafficking, on property law, the payment of the sum of 20,000 naira stipend to persons trafficked, popularly known as Libya returnees, and the establishment of the Alternative Dispute Resolution Committee at giant strides since its coronation on October 20, 2016.
The Oba Ewa II Foundation is in charge of the Oba Akenzo Cultural Theatre and the Benin Royal Academy of Theatre Arts. We also run several streams of several intervention plans, such as the Feed the Needy program, whereby we provide free meals to the underprivileged and vulnerable people of Edo State. So far, we've been able to provide free food for over close to 1,000 people in the state. Also on sensitization and advocacy campaigns concerning human trafficking and irregular migration, we've been able to provide stipends, monthly stipends for Libya returnees who have returned back. We've also been a bridge providing blue-collar jobs for some of the returnees that have returned back, and the foundation was also in charge of the successful rehabilitation of over 78 of these returnees. On the Sunday discount market scheme, the foundation is set to provide food items at a discounted price to the less privileged people of the Edo State, going to be open at the Sunday discount market.
We all thought that we would have forgotten our culture and tradition. We all wondered what he was going to come up with. Will he follow the footsteps of the forefathers? He, as a young man who has interacted, who has moved with Europeans all through for many years. So we were all wondering what was going to happen. But on coming to the throne, we were all surprised and very delighted on the improvement, on the projection he has been giving to the culture. So we are very, very proud of him.
I feel truly lucky as a governor, having a person of His Royal Majesty guide me. In fact, he, in a sense, helped me set my agenda for governance. I have learned from His Royal Majesty, our Royal Father of Ewa II, that the task of achieving the general well-being for our land and our people must be pursued with relentless vigor, uncompromising commitment, and diligence.
He has lived up to the high expectations from not just the people of Benin, from the whole of Edo State and Nigeria at large. He made specific pronouncements on that coronation day, one of which was to abolish the CDA. The royal proclamation was followed up by the state government with an appropriate bill signed by the state government, and the state government immediately put up a committee to monitor the situation to ensure that people are not harassed when they have to develop their properties, and then they have been able to stem the ugly trend of the CDA, Community Development Association members, selling one land to multiple persons. And of course, the recent effort he put into stemming human trafficking. As soon as he made that royal step was taken.
Not only that we have peace today, the issues of CDAs have been put to rest. The issues that tire our ladies and our girls in Italy and all over the world has also been untied, courtesy of another. So you can see progress in the kingdom. And when the righteous rule, the Bible says the people rejoice. So we are all rejoicing because we have a Omonoba that is not only experienced, but is exposed and is well read.
Hardworking, thinks of the people before he does these things. And he's endeared himself to the people with the things he had initiated, especially getting rid of the CDA people was a master stroke. People are more careful, especially those of us who are his chiefs. We think of who we are before we do things outside, which means we are beginning to respect our positions through respecting the Oba.
He has promoted government and people relationship in such a way that there is friendship between government and the people. As part of this entire process of bringing innovation into traditional administration, he has established alternative dispute resolution committee to hear cases, and that has been going on for a long time. It's been reducing pressure on the ordinary man, many of whom have no money to go to courts. Justice given to them without delay and very, very fairly and justly. And it's still moving on to bring more changes that will improve people's hopes and anticipation for justice, fairness, and happiness.
Very pragmatic, to be purposeful, and to be forward-looking, all to the benefit of the people. Like we say in Benin, Oba is not made here, but is born. So he has all the requirements of a king. He is born a king. He has identified with the aspiration and the yearnings of his people. Not only Benin people, but all the people in Benin Kingdom. That is what we have seen.
Ogeni Mose, Ohange Odonwunu we Oba Mose, Arami Oba di Mose Mose Wodegwa, Oba Atokpere, Omonoba Nedo Atokpere, he said.
The narrative of the very resourceful Benin monarch continues in a subsequent documentary presentation.